My loving audience take my love and subscribes my channel. And dive BNB stories. Is the Spencer DNA actually a ticking time bomb? Or is Will Spencer just the latest person to get crushed by a legacy built on money, power, and a whole lot of aggression? We've all watched Bill Spencer build an empire by being completely ruthless. But now, his son Will is standing in the middle of a mess. His hands are literally bruised from another fight. And you have to wonder, was this violence a choice? Or is it just an inheritance he can't run away from? Well, think about it. The air at the Spencer Beach house usually smells like salt and relaxation. But lately, it's thick with regret. It's a huge contrast to the shiny corporate world of Forrester Creations. That's where Will was just fired, by the way. He went from being the intern everyone joked about to being the most dangerous guy in the room. At least, that's how the Forresters see it. So Bill drops by. He isn't there for a fatherly hug. He wants to know why his son isn't at the office. In the Spencer world, work always comes before feelings. It shows us how Bill measures success. If you aren't working, you aren't winning. But this visit is really a collision. Will is spiraling. He tried to play the corporate game by his father's rules. He kept secrets about the new Logan jewelry line. He thought that was the right move. But those rules don't work when it comes to the heart. He lost Electra to this fashion war. He chose his dad's code over her trust. Now he's left with nothing but a violent outburst he can't even explain. Let's look at the psychology of this Spencer temper. Will told his dad about beating up RJ Forrester again. It wasn't just a recount of a fight. It's a symptom of a massive identity crisis. Why did he hit him? On the surface, RJ was just being a bossy little Nepo baby. He was trying to take Electra away to the Forrester mansion. But underneath, Will feels like he's being erased. When Electra demands the truth and then looks to RJ for safety, Will feels powerless. And when a Spencer feels powerless, they use their fists. There is a real sadness here. Will recognizes the fear in Electra's eyes. He hates that he put it there. He's a young man realizing he might just be a clone of Dollar Bill. But a clone with a lot more guilt. I see that beach house as a cage now. It was supposed to be a gift for peaceful alone time. Instead, it's where Will's animal side comes out. We shouldn't just call this a rivalry over a girl. This is a war for Will's soul. Every time he hits RJ, he isn't really fighting for Electra. He's fighting against the part of himself that feels broken. Honestly, it's getting hard to root for him. I know RJ can be annoying. But Will's inability to talk without hitting someone makes him a liability. He says he's protecting Electra's job. But let's be real. He's destroying her reputation by being with her. And then there's Bill. He hears about the assault and what does he do? The sources say he gets smug. He might even laugh it off and say, "That's my boy." That is classic Spencer strength masking real trauma. Bill's ego is tied to his son being tough. But he isn't ready for the unexplained anger that makes Will break down. Bill looks at Will like a mirror. If Will is crazy, then Bill's entire life philosophy is on trial. He has to defend the violence. If he doesn't, he's admitting he raised a monster. It's honestly kind of gross. A father should be finding his son a therapist, not cheering on a concussion. Bill is failing Will by enabling his worst habits. Now let's talk about Electra. She is right in the middle of this disaster. She's demanding business secrets that Will legally cannot share. She sees his silence as a betrayal. But is she unintentionally sabotaging things? She's terrified of losing her career. Her jewelry line is on hold because of this corporate war. She doesn't see a partner anymore. She sees a corporate traitor or a ticking time bomb. She's feeling the pressure from Rich too. He's forcing her to choose. It's your paycheck or your heart. Electra is moving toward RJ, but is it for love? Or is it just a calculated move for safety? RJ is the ultimate safety net for a Forrester employee. I think Ridge is being super manipulative here. He's using Will's mental health struggles as a wedge. He wants Electra's loyalty for Forrester Creations. By framing Will as a monster, he ensures the jewelry line stays under his control. Electra is so anxious about her career that it's warping how she loves. She's in survival mode. And in a silk-lined jungle-like fashion, only the safest survive. But where does this go next? The tension isn't just about two guys fighting. It's the total collapse of the Forrester-Spencer peace treaty. Ridge is fed up. He's delivering ultimatums. Bill is putting his finger in Ridge's face. This isn't going to get better. It's going to get bloody. Will is already being replaced. RJ is all over Electra, making sure she doesn't go back to the Spencer brute. I have a prediction. Will's unexplained anger is going to drive him to Dylan. We've seen the teasers. As Electra drifts toward RJ for security, Will is going to look for someone who doesn't make him apologize for being a Spencer. This is going to be a tangled mess of jealousy. It'll probably lead to a betrayal that breaks both fashion houses. And don't forget that Monaco trip. If Sheila Carter is there and proves herself, we might see an alliance nobody wants, especially if Will's rage becomes an international problem. So I have to ask you, what do you think? Is Will actually a violent ticking time bomb? Or is he just a guy reacting to impossible pressure? And if you were Electra, what would you do? Would you stay with the guy you love even if he's spiraling? Or would you take the safety net and choose RJ to save your career? This story is moving faster than a runway show. The stakes for the next generation are massive. Will get the help he needs? Or is he destined to be Dollar Bill 2.0? Let's dive deeper into the history because it really explains why we are here. Back in 2024, when we first saw this version of Will, he was cocky. He and Bill treated his internship at Forrester like a joke. They were basically playing around while waiting for him to move over to Spencer Publications. But things changed. Katie wanted him to have a real career. She saw him as a full-time employee. But now, that's all over. RJ didn't just take his job. He's taking his peace of mind. They might be cousins, but they have nothing in common besides a last name they're both fighting to define. The funny thing is, RJ was actually gifted a Spencer necklace by Bill once. They used to be stepbrothers. There was a time when they were supposed to be on the same team. But that's ancient history now. Now they're just rivals in business and love. And it's not just about Electra. Dylan is in the mix too. She's living in Will's guest apartment. That's a huge opportunity for more clashing. If Will gets protective of her, RJ is going to have a lot to say. It's a cycle that just keeps repeating. Let's be real about the W necklace too. Will asked Electra to wear it again as a sign of their reunion. But was it a romantic gesture or a possessive one? He watched RJ touch her arm and he just snapped. He didn't just want her back. He wanted to stick it to RJ. He wanted to prove he won the competition. That's a major red flag. Electra didn't even see the punch. She has no idea how violent he can get when she's not looking. She thinks she's in a candlelit romance. But she's actually standing next to a volcano that's already erupting. Think about the physical toll too. RJ was black and blue. He was bruised. Rich said he could have had a concussion or worse. This isn't just a soap opera slap. This is brutal violence. When Rich finds RJ on the couch with an ice pack, his rage is justified. He sees his son as a victim of a brute. And then he goes to Bill, hoping for some accountability. But Bill just laughs. That's the core of the problem. If the father doesn't see a problem with the violence, the son never will either. Will finally face the truth about himself, though. He had an honest talk with Katie. He didn't blame anyone else for once. He admitted he doesn't know why he gets like this. That's a huge shift. It shows he isn't just a villain. He's a complicated guy who's scared of himself. He saw the fear in Electra's eyes and it broke him. But is self-realization enough? You can realize you have a problem, but if you don't change, the results are the same. Will he get the help he needs? Or will the Spencer DNA win in the end? And what about Hope's collapse? Liam and Hope are settling into the Spencer mansion. Brooke is simmering with rage. The Forresters and Logans are closing ranks. Everyone is picking a side. It's not just a fashion war anymore. It's a family war. Hope is dealing with her own fallout, and if she's pregnant, that changes everything. It adds another layer of bloodline drama to a show that's already overflowing with it. Can you imagine the big fashion show reveal? If the secret about the new designer stays under wraps, it's going to be a total shock. Brooke, Steffi, and Ridge are going to be gagged. They won't know what hit them. But until then, the secrecy is causing massive issues. Electra wants Will to spill. Dylan is overhearing things she shouldn't. It's a house of cards waiting for a breeze. And that breeze is usually a Spencer punch. The upcoming Monaco trip is the wild card. Life-changing things happen there. Sheila following them? That's never good. But if she actually saves someone, it shifts all the alliances. Can you picture Steffi having to thank Sheila? Sounds impossible. But in this world, anything can happen. Especially when the stable characters like Will are the ones falling apart. Make sure you stay tuned because this is getting intense. If you think Will needs to go to therapy instead of the beach house, let me know. Do you think Bill is a scum for supporting the violence? Or is he just being a protective dad in his own twisted way? There are so many layers here. We've got Electra versus Willon potentially happening. We've got the fathers duking it out. And we've got a fashion war that could bankrupt someone. I'm really curious to see how you all feel about Electra. Is she being unfair to Will? Or is she just a woman trying to keep her head above water in a shark tank? The way she handles the next few weeks will define her character for years. If she chooses RJ, she's choosing safety over passion. If she stays with Will, she's choosing a very dangerous path. What would you choose? This has been a wild ride and we're just getting started. There's so much more to uncover about the legacy villains and the new royalty in LA. Don't forget to like this video if your team will getting some serious help. And definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our breakdown of the Monaco bombshells. We're going to be all over it. Thanks for watching and stay bold. Seriously though, the unexplained anger line from Will is the most honest thing we've heard in years. It's the first time a Spencer has admitted they don't have total control. And that's what makes this story different. It's not just about who's dating who. It's about whether you can actually change who you are. Or if you're just a puppet for your parents' mistakes. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Who is the real villain here? Is it Will? Bill? Or maybe it's Ridge for pulling the strings? I want to hear your theories. One more thing to think about. Dylan. She's been under the radar, but she's about to become a major player. If she and Will get together, how does Electra react? We know she has a jealousy streak. This could turn into a tangled mess very fast. Misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and total betrayal. It's the perfect recipe for a soap opera explosion. And we have a front row seat. Stay tuned for more updates. We'll be watching every move, every punch, and every fashion show reveal. The Bold and the Beautiful is finally giving the younger cast a chance to shine. And they are bringing the drama. See you in the next video. Wait, let's talk about the Spencer necklace one more time. It's such a symbol of Bill's branding. He puts it on people to show they belong to him. When Will put the W necklace on Electra, it was like he was marking his territory. And that's exactly what RJ called him out on. It wasn't just about a piece of jewelry. It was about who owns Electra's loyalty. No wonder she felt pressured. No wonder she's confused. If a necklace represents your whole future, that's a lot of weight to carry around your neck. And then you have the Forrester Prince RJ. He's the ultimate insider. He doesn't have to fight to belong. He just does. That's what drives Will crazy. Will has to fight for everything. He had to fight for his job. He has to fight for his girl. He even has to fight his own brain. It's a total mismatch. And that mismatch is why the beach house is such a mess right now. Will he ever find peace? Or is the beach house just a temporary stop on the way to a total breakdown? We'll have to wait and see. But one thing is for sure. The Spencers and Forresters are never going to be the same after this. The next generation has arrived, and they are playing for keeps. I really appreciate you sticking around for this deep dive. Soap operas are at their best when they explore these deep, messy emotions. And Will Spencer is giving us plenty to talk about. If you've ever felt like you were turning into your parents, you probably relate to him more than you'd like to admit. That's the power of a good story. It makes us look at ourselves, even while we're watching a rich kid punch his cousin in a beach house. Don't forget to share this video with your fellow B&B fans. We need to get everyone in on this debate. Is Will a hero or a hazard? Is Electra a victim or a strategist? Let's get the comments section buzzing. Thanks again for watching. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, stay bold and keep questioning everything. I'm also wondering about the Logan threat. Brooke, Ridge, and Steffi are plotting. They are terrified of what this new line will do to their business. It shows that even the powerful Forresters are feeling insecure. They are lashing out at Will because he's an easy target. But the real threat is coming from within their own family. It's a civil war on two fronts. Business and family. And in those kinds of wars there are no real winners. Only survivors. And Sheila? She's the ultimate survivor. If she manages to shift the alliances in Monaco, it turns the whole show upside down. Can you imagine a world where Sheila is the one keeping the peace? It's a crazy thought. But on this show, crazy is the norm. We're in for a very wild summer. Let's talk about the virginity storyline for a second too. It's a rare thing in modern soaps. Electra telling Will she wasn't ready, and Will promising to wait. It showed a lot of maturity. It made their eventual first time feel earned. But then the Luna situation happened. Luna pretending to be Electra while Will was drunk? That's some dark stuff. It completely tainted what was supposed to be a beautiful milestone. No wonder Will is so messed up. He feels like he betrayed the most sacred part of his relationship. Even if he was tricked, the guilt is eating him alive. That's probably the real reason for the anger. He isn't just mad at RJ. He's mad at himself. He's mad at Luna. He's mad at the world for being so complicated. And he's taking it out on the one guy who's always in his personal space. RJ is just a punching bag for Will's internal war. It's not fair, but it's very human. We've covered a lot today. From the Spencer temper to the fashion war to the dark secrets in the designer office. This show is firing on all cylinders. I hope you're as excited as I am to see how it all unfolds. The next few weeks are going to be legendary. If you're still with me, you're a true fan. I love getting into these details with you. It's what makes being part of the B&B community so much fun. There's always another layer to peel back. Always another secret to discover. One last question for you. Who do you think is the best actor in this storyline? Crew Morrow is doing some incredible work as Will. You can see the pain in every scene. Linnea Grace is bringing so much heart to Electra. And of course the veterans like Don Diamant and Torsten K are as great as ever. Tell me who your MVP is in the comments. Okay, I'm officially out for real this time. But I'll be back soon with more news and analysis. There is no such thing as a quiet day in Los Angeles when the Spencers and Forresters are involved. See you in the next one. Actually, let's quickly talk about the social media photo Crew Morrow posted. He asked if fans were ready for Will and Dylan. That's a massive hint. If the actors are teasing it, it's almost definitely happening. It means the Electra era might be coming to an end sooner than we think. Are you ready for that? Or are you a die-hard Electra shipper? Let's see those ship names in the comments. Okay, now I'm really going. Seriously. Thanks for the support. Peace out. Wait, one more thing. Do you think Katie is the new Stephanie Forrester? The sources are asking that. She's definitely taking a more central role in the family drama. She's the one Will goes to when he's broken. She's the one standing up to Brooke. She might just be the new matriarch we've been waiting for. It's an interesting transition for her character. From the little sister to the power player. I'm here for it. Okay, that is it. Promise. No more one more things. Have a great day and stay bold. No, I'm stopping. See ya. Actually, I just realized I didn't talk about Finn. He's caught in the middle again. Supporting Steffi while dealing with his biomom Sheila. It's the same old story for him. But his pledge to Steffi that she will always be his priority? That's a strong statement. We'll see if he can keep it when Sheila starts pulling his heartstrings again. Okay, now I'm really done. Bye. Wait, did I mention the Hope collapse might be a pregnancy? I hope so. A baby would throw a huge wrench into the Lope versus Shin drama. Okay, I'm stopping. For real. Goodbye. Actually, think about Brooke slapping Katie. That was intense. Heather Tom's acting was a masterclass. The shaking hand, the rage in her eyes. It was a riveting scene. It shows that the Logan sisters are just as fractured as everyone else. The fashion war is tearing families apart at every level. Okay, I'm finishing the script now. No more additions. Seriously, thanks for watching. You guys are the best. Keep the theories coming. We read every single comment. It helps us know what you want to see more of. So don't be shy.